In this video, we will compose some Midi files on Sibelius First. Rock drum set, guitar, bass guitar, and voice will be the instruments. With these files, you will be able to create songs on Vocaloid editor and use your DAW of choice, as well as any application that uses Midi files. Composing Midi files for your Vocaloid and other song projects is a good way to write songs without being able to play any instruments. The computer plays the Midi file flawlessly. If you don't have Sibelius First, there is a link to the Avid download site in the description. Open Sibelius and you should see a quick start window. Go to New Score. You want to select a blank page to start. When this box appears, go to Change Instruments and click on it. Go to Percussion and Drums and click on Drum Set Rock until it appears on the right. Go to Guitars and click on Acoustic Guitar Notation until it appears on the right. Then click on Bass Guitar Notation until it appears on the right. Then go to Singers and click on Alto until it appears on the right. Then click OK at the bottom of the box. Scroll down to Time Signature and we will leave it at 4/4. Scroll down to Tempo and check the metronome box and set the tempo at 120. Scroll down to Key Signature Setup and click on B major until it highlights in red. Scroll down to Score Information Setup. You will need to name the file. When I write a song and do not know what it is about yet, I give it a number. Give the file a name. Put your name in the composer, songwriter, lyricist, and copyright. Then click Create at the bottom of the box. You should have 5 empty bars in 4 instruments. Go to File, Save. Sibelius saves to a scores folder that it creates in your document. Because Vocaloid Productions have several files, I suggest creating a folder with the song name or number, and once you save the score into it, the Midi files you export will save there also. Now let's find out the natural chords in the key of B. In Sibelius, if you hit the K key, it will bring up all the keys and their info. If you look at the key of B, you will see that it has a C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp in its scale, making the scale B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. Now if you apply the formula major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, you will get B major, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, E major, F sharp major, G sharp minor, and A sharp diminished. Now we need a chord progression for our rock song. I suggest starting on the key minor, which is G sharp minor. Let's do 2 bars of G sharp minor, then a bar of C sharp minor, and then a bar of D sharp minor, and then end with a bar of G sharp minor, making our chord progression G sharp minor, G sharp minor, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, G sharp minor. We will get to the chord progression in a bit, but now let's put in the drums. Rock drums are easy. Zoom in on the first drum bar. Hit escape 3 times and hit 3 on your keypad, or click the 8th note icon on the keypad flyout. Make sure it is blue and on the first voice. Hit alternate shift 1 to change the note to a symbol. It looks like an X. Put 8 hi-hat cymbals, the note with the X, along the space that sits directly on the top line. If it were a treble clef, it would be a G. It should look like this. Then with your keypad, click the bottom 2 and turn it green. This will switch to the second voice and allow you to enter more notes in the bar. The notes will highlight green instead of blue. After you switch to voice 2, hit the number 4 on your keypad or select the quarter note on the keypad flyout. Put the first quarter note on the bottom line, treble E, bass drum, and the second quarter note on the center space, treble C, snare. Then on the bottom line again, then on the middle space so that it looks like this. Now highlight the first drum bar and hit Ctrl C to copy, then hold the Shift key down and highlight the last bar so that the entire drum line is highlighted. Hit Ctrl V to paste the drums in. It should look like this. Zoom in on the last drum bar and on the keypad stay in second voice and hit the 2 on the keypad or click the 16th note to bring up a 16th note and type over the last quarter note snare with 4 16th notes to roll the snare. It should look like this. Hit escape 3 times, then select the second to the last hi-hat note on the last bar and up arrow once to turn it to a cymbal crash, then hit 4 to make it a quarter note. It should look like this. Save your file. Now zoom in on the first guitar bar. Change the word acoustic to rhythm because you should use an electric distorted guitar VST in your DAW of choice. In Avid's DAW Pro Tools, there is a guitar VST called Dirty 56 Strat, and that is what I use. Pro Tools costs money, but it is worth the price because it comes packed with ready-to-use instruments, and any effects you plug into Pro Tools just works with no problems. Anyway, go to your keypad flyout and set it back to voice 1. It should be blue, and select the 8th note. Remember our chord progression? Our first measure is G sharp minor, so put in 3 notes to make a regular 3-note chord. This is a piano chord and we need to make it a guitar chord, so escape, 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 then hit Ctrl K and a blue arrow will appear as your cursor. Click the arrow above the guitar bar and type in G sharp small m. Use a small m for minor. Hit the space bar and a G sharp minor chord symbol will appear above the first bar. Now go to the top toolbar and go to View Fretboard and call up the fretboard flyout. When you click on the chord symbol icon, dots appear on the fretboard in the location of where your notes need to be for G sharp minor. When you click on the notes in the bar, it will show their current location. You need to make the notes match so that when you click on the symbol and when you click on the notes, they are the same on the fretboard. 2 problems arise when we enter this chord on the fretboard. First, the fretboard defaults to an alternate fingering in that the blue dot on the fretboard shifts position, but the note on the bar stays the same. This is okay, just go with it. Second, in the bar, Sibelius has put in F sharp as E flat, causing an accidental flat symbol to appear on the chord. Click on this note and go down arrow once, and it will make it an F sharp. The flat symbol will disappear and the fretboard will not change. Now your chord is clean and pretty. Now your fretboard matches your note and there are no accidentals. Hit escape 3 times and click on the bottom 8th note of the chord. Hold the shift key down and click on the top note and the whole chord will be selected. Hit Ctrl C to copy the guitar chord, and while it is still highlighted, hold the shift key down and click on the rest of the bar so that the whole bar is selected. Then hit Ctrl V and paste the G sharp minor in 8 times. It should look like this. Hit escape 3 times and then hit the number 3 to call up the 8th note and put 8 notes on the bottom line of the bass guitar bar under the chord you just pasted. The bottom line of the bass clef is, in this case, G sharp. Click on the bass guitar measure, then hold the shift key and click on the guitar bar to select them both. Hit Ctrl C to copy, then hold the shift key down and select the last bar of the score to highlight the guitar and bass throughout. Hit Ctrl V and paste the G sharp minor chord into all 5 bars. Hit escape, 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 and you should have 5 bars of guitar playing G sharp minor and bass guitar playing G sharp. Our chord progression is G sharp minor, G sharp minor, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, G sharp minor. So zoom into bar 3. Escape from the zoom tool and hit Ctrl K and a blue arrow cursor appears. Click it and type C sharp M, small m, then spacebar and a chord symbol appears. Click on the chord symbol and look at the fretboard, and that is where you need to put the notes to make a C sharp minor. When clicking on the symbol and then clicking on the notes match, you've got it right. Now click on the bottom of the note, hold the shift key down and click on the top of the note to select it all, then hit Ctrl C. Highlight the rest of the bar and hit Ctrl V to make the whole bar C sharp minor. Escape, 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 then highlight the bass guitar bar under C sharp minor chord, and with the up arrow move it up 3 spaces until it is on the second space up, which is the bass clef C sharp. Escape, 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 and zoom in on bar 4. Hit Control K, click above the bar, type D sharp M, little m, and space bar to call up the D sharp minor chord symbol. Then with the fretboard, put in the notes like before. Any flats you see, highlight just that note and hit the down arrow once to clean the chord. Copy and paste the chord into the whole bar. Then highlight the bar bass guitar measure and click the up arrow 4 times until the notes on bass clef D. Hit escape, 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 and zoom out, and you will have 5 bars with the proper chord progression. Go ahead and zoom in right here. Change the A guitar to R guitar because it is going to be a rhythm guitar. Then go to the top toolbar and go to View Mixer and drag out your mixer. Go to the R guitar channel and hit the mute button once to mute the guitar by half. Guitars play up to 6 notes at a time, so we need to mute by half to hear the other instruments. Hit your space bar to hear them now. Now go and highlight the second bar of the guitar. Hold the shift key down and click on the 4th bar of the guitar, then hit Control C to copy. Highlight the second bar of the alto and click Control V to paste the guitar chords into the vocal track. Right click on the full score tab and open alto, and it should look like this. Guitar chords do not show all the notes you can use, but if you think about it, what chords look like, you can figure it out. If this is a problem, you can map out the chords like here, where we put 3 octaves of G sharp minor in as a guide. Use the chords as a map and put in your melody. I use 10 notes in my melody so that each line of the song will have 10 syllables. You might want to experiment with this part to get a good melody, but remember, simple notes sound best. Make sure you follow the map and only use notes in the chord present. Now zoom out to see your whole score. Click on the top first bar to select it, then hold the shift key and select the bottom last bar so that the whole score is highlighted. Then click Control C to copy, then Control V to paste a new bar, then Control V, then Control B, then Control V, and one more time till you have pasted 4 copies of the first 5 bars. Zoom in on bars 13 and 14. Hit Control K, click the arrow over the guitar in bar 13 and type E space and then F sharp space. This will call up 2 chord symbols for E major and F sharp major. Call up the fretboard and put a E major in bar 13 and an F sharp major in bar 14. Paste the new chords throughout each bar. Now highlight the bass guitar bars of 13 and 14, and with the up arrow click up 2 times to bring bar 13 to bass E and bar 14 to bass F sharp. Then highlight the guitar chords in bars 13 and 14 and copy and paste them into bars 13 and 14 of the alto track. While they are still selected, go to Control up arrow and bring them up an octave to better see the singer's range. Use the chords as a map to map out a new section of melody for those 2 bars. Again, you can experiment here and remember to use simple notes. Once the new melody is in, escape 3 times and zoom out, and your song will look like this. Now we need lyrics. I use CorelDRAW as my art program, and I write my lyrics in it so I can copy and paste them into Vocaloid editor and also make subtitles with them. We have 4 lines of lyrics with 10 syllables per line. Yours will vary. Let's use an A-B rhyme scheme, and where the first line rhymes with the 3rd line and the 2nd line rhymes with the 4th line. Here are some lyrics. Let's see what we can do with this today. Here we are going to have a great time. We will do things in our own way. I really think it will all be just fine. There we have lyrics. Now right click on full score and open alto. Then go to File, Export Midi, and export a Midi file of the voice track. Then close the alto window and you can export a Midi of the whole score. If you do not want the alto track in with the whole score, you can go to the mixer and mute it before you export it, because muted tracks do not export. Now let's make a voice track. Open Vocaloid 5 editor and choose a new project. Go to File, Import, and import your alto MIDI file. Click Yes to import tempo and time signature. Your MIDI file will appear as notes in the Vocaloid editor under the original track, which we are going to delete, leaving only the notes on the track from our MIDI file. Click on the notes to bring up this window. Go to the Voice tab and change the voice to the one you want. In my case, I'm using Meg Boyd English. Go to the first note and click to get a text box. Click Copy and paste each line of your lyrics into the text box and hit Tab. Once all 4 lines of lyrics are entered, save your file and listen for and correct any mistakes. If you are into tuning, this is your chance. Go to Audio File, Mixdown, and click OK in the window and make a WAV file of your voice. In your DAW, import the MIDI file of the music and assign instruments. Pro Tools by Avid comes packed with VST instruments and Pro Tools just plain words. Then import your WAV file as a track, mix and then bounce a WAV, an MP3 of your song. This video was made by Tracy Poe. The music in this video was made with the MIDI that we make in this lesson.